Welcome back to Kung Fu Maintenance, where I show you how to make the most likely repairs you'll need to make in your lifetime. If you'd like to get the latest videos, subscribe and then hit the little bell icon right at the subscribe button, and it'll notify you of any new videos when they're released for you.
Welcome back to Kung Fu Maintenance. Well, got a different hose timer here. This one's an Orbit. It controls up to 4 programmed watering areas. No digging required. It's a pretty cool deal. Hooks up right to the hose timer, but going to be adding a vacuum breaker just ahead of this. Vacuum breaker helps prevent water from, in the hose or something, or being a drip line from going back into your drinking supply or showering supply. So definitely a few important factors on timers these days. You need to be able to program it to the days that you want, just in case of any drought requirements in the future. And also you want to be able to program it into different days and times. So those are kind of important factors. And this one is pretty cool because you can hook up 4 different setups, and nice deal. I also really like the Mainer timer. I showed that in a different video of the probably saying the name wrong, but that one is a really good timer. I actually went to the store to buy that one. I could have ordered it online, actually. Make a commission on anything that you guys order through the links online, so I'll put links in the description below. But they did not have that one available, and so I figured, well, since I'm going to try this one, and I'll do a little bit of a review on it, tell you guys what I think about it. So pretty cool. It's got the little timer here. It did not come with the batteries. This one takes 2 AA batteries. I kind of like the design of this one for where I need it for, and the gray housing. Sometimes a black housing, if it's right in the direct sun, black absorbs more heat, white reflects heat. So this was kind of cool that it's a gray housing. I'm going to be turning it a little bit sideways so that I can have a southwest exposure, and I want to limit the amount of sun that hits it, but that's that. And this deal is kind of cool. It actually comes out so you can program it, and then it's got these terminals that connect on the back of it. So you can actually take it out, go and program it in the comfort of your home, and then bring it back and plug it in, and you're ready to go. Now you do need to take some precautions, as with most timers, to prevent them from freezing. So during certain seasons in some areas, you may need to disconnect it and bring it inside during those freezing temperature times, and then put it back out and hook it back up when it's not so cold. That's frustrating, but those are the breaks. And what I do like about this timer is you can set it for different times or different days of the week, but then also set it for different intervals. So you can set it for every 2 hours, every 4 hours, every 6 hours, or every 12 hours for 1 to 7 days. So it's good to be able to have multiple programming stations for different areas. My area is extremely windy, so it's very important that I'm able to program it for different intervals throughout the day, because the wind really hammers on the plants, and it needs more different intervals of timing so that it's not dry for too long of a season. Each area is different, has its own things. I'm glad I'm not in an area that mostly doesn't freeze, so I'm not having to detach the timer. But in other areas, different areas require different strategies for longevity. But in those instances, and especially like in my area where there's been droughts in the past, it's important to be able to have a programmable feature for different days and for specific times, because under those circumstances, sometimes the requirements are very specific, and you need to have that ability to program for those specifics. The timer's no good if it's only every day of the week, or if you can only set it in certain ways. So it's important to have that flexibility.
changing out this single one to the 4-port deal. And in order to satisfy the code, I need a vacuum breaker. It's just the easiest way to make sure you're satisfying it, to have one before and after. So to have one before the timer and after the timer, and then there's no question there. Nothing's going back into the water supply. Okay, all set there. And this one I'm not going to break it off because I actually want to be able to change it in the future, but if you're in an area where it might be, someone might take it off by accident, like a rental property, you might want to change it. Although if you need to change it in the future, you can't change the whole thing, so it just depends. Mine, I'm actually going to take it off to avoid anything funky. And this one has a screen. We need to push that screen down first inside. I still want the benefit of the screen, but it's going to interfere with the vacuum in that it's going to push the vacuum all the way down. So I've got to take that screen and push it all the way in so that the vacuum can come back out all the way. Otherwise, it's not going to be able to spring back out like it should. So it's just a little different. Is what it is. And mine I'm going to be turning to the side because I don't want the screen being constantly exposed to the sun on a southwest exposure here. And I kind of want the timer being a little bit screened from the sun. So if I turn it that way, it'll be in the shade a little bit. And we can always turn it off to program it. We've got our different zones here. It's not really labeled which one's which, but I'm assuming it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I'll need to check that more thoroughly as time goes on. I'm going to leave one zone open for the future for the left side of my other side of my deal. I'm going to reconnect now to this side because I don't need this second timer. I'm going to take the vacuum breaker and actually might have another vacuum breaker. There we go. There we go. Pick up the vacuum breaker, and now that one's going to be on the second valve. And it has its own screen in it as well. There we go. All hooked up there. And ready to go for that zone. This has a support arm, but I'm not going to be able to reach with that, so I think I'll be okay without it. I'll do that. This one has a support arm that goes here, but it won't reach far enough, but I think I'll be okay without it. Okay, I'm going to attempt at programming this without really reading the instructions. I've only got 2 and 4 hooked up. It's kind of a nice deal that we can detach this and do this in the comfort of climate control. Makes it kind of nice. So we've got a couple batteries, a couple AAA batteries. It did not come with batteries, so you'll need a couple AAA batteries if you order one of these. I'll try to put links for this on the video. This one's an Orbit timer. Looks like it can really only go in one way, which in theory can't go in this way, can go in this way, so that's kind of nice. Okay, so we're on the off position. I'm going to rotate to set the clock, and we're going to set the clock. Today is Saturday and it's 5:38, so going to go plus till we get to Saturday. Oh. Actually, we're going to go over and I'm going to go till I hit Saturday, and then we're going to go up to 5:40 p.m. And I'll just double check my time here. Again, kind of nice. Can do this in climate control. So at 5:38, I'm going to hit to 5:39, and then we're going to hit the plus, and we're on Saturday. Okay, so now our clock is set, and then we're going to hit our start time. So A, B, and C, and then we've got zone 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to go to start time. I'm going to say at 5 a.m. Let's see. At let's say 5:30 a.m. I'm not sure I fully understand the start time yet, so say 5:35 a.m. and then we'll go 6:05 a.m. just for now. And so we've got 3 different times. Okay. I need to figure that out better. Station. Okay, I see. So that rotates through the stations. I want station 2 on at 5:35 a.m. and then I want station 4 on at 6:05 a.m. That's start time. Okay, station 1. We're going to go with 0. Okay, station 2, I'm going to go with 20 for now. Station 3, I'm going to go with 0. Station 4, I'll go with 20. Okay. So now station 1, we've got 0. Okay. Start time, we're going to go A, B, and C. So that's back to... So it doesn't matter about the stations at this point. It's just the first time is going to be at 5:05 a.m. and then we're going to go roughly 6 hours later at 11:05 a.m. And that'll give us 20 minutes at each time. So, and I'd kind of rather water at night. So I want to put this actually at maybe 1:30 p.m., 1:35 p.m. and then I'll put it at night. So, okay, next, and then we're going to put this at maybe maybe 11:55 p.m., something like that. And I'm going to change the times around a little bit. Haven't fully figured out how I want this yet. Just got to figure it out still. 3 times though, that's pretty good. I like that we can set different timers. Assuming I'm understanding the timer correctly at this point. This is just a dry run, not really having read the instructions or anything. Okay. So 5:05 a.m. I'm okay with that. Okay. So we've got how long already and how often. And then that how often is how many days. So I think we need to put a box around them to get them to be on. And so if I wanted every day, I'd have to put a box around every day. And the interval is every day. Oops, that'd be every 2 days. So we've got now our timer and we're ready to run. So I can hit auto. If I want to turn something on manually, my next start time is 1 hour and 10 minutes, and it'll start at 5:45 p.m. But if I want to hit something manually, hit manual, and I can hit all, or I can put, I can scroll through. Oops. Manual, all. And I like that. I click to off, and I hit manual, nothing happens. It has to be an auto. Oh, manual, and then select station. There we go, and then hit play. And then that will click on just that station. So, and then I can hit manual again, and or I can use the off button. And I can put how many minutes. Sorry, I can scroll through and put how many minutes, and then hit play. Okay. Anyway, now we're ready to run. And we're ready to test it out. I'll put a manual, and I'll put 10 minutes on station 2. Oh, I gotta turn the water off. I gotta change the water. Won't do much good without that. That's my sprinklers. Definitely have to adjust those.
Did not come up.
Definitely had some crazy stuff happen in the past few weeks, and going to be trying to share some of those videos with you, starting with the one I shared the other day, which was about how my best tips on unclogging air conditioner condensate lines and the preventative maintenance you can do to prevent things. But in that video I shared my 5+ best tips about dealing with condensate drain clogs from air conditioning and heading those things off. Hope you like this video, trying to share some of my best tips. Now these are steps that you can take to head things off. Preventative maintenance always puts the maintenance on your schedule, and by clearing these lines ahead of time, right ahead of the cooling season, can help prevent a lot of these things from happening. Obviously you can't prevent everything, but if you head off the majority of it, it's going to save you a lot of time and effort later on, and a lot of energy later on. That way you're not getting called off of everything else. If you can do it ahead of time, preventative maintenance puts things on your schedule. Anyway, that's what Kung Fu Maintenance is all about, making life easier for you and sparing you as many headaches as I possibly can. Thanks for watching, and I hope you subscribe. I hope you like the video. These past few days have been some crazy days. Hey, and I hope to be bringing you more videos that happen these days. I had a compressor burnout, and then I had a unit that needed the disconnect changed out. So hopefully going to be showing you those videos and a little bit more how-to, or a lot more how-to, and just sharing the experiences with you in the days to come. Thanks for watching.
Fried everything.
Below, you'll find links to the tools and some of the parts and tools and items used in the videos to help keep things running good and maintain things how they should be.
It looks like it's internal.